17 this morning in whitewashing Ricky Walk 4-0.
32. 33. 38.
I can tell you Dominic Dale and Rod Lawler are out there in the other arena. And so the second semi-final, a little delayed because of the overrun
39.
from Lawler's win over Stephen Lee in the quarterfinals. The second semi-final is
46.
Nicely cued shot. All kinds of positional options, maybe stunning into the two reds in a line on the right hand side of that mini bunch. That's what he's done, to hold on the bottom one of the three, just below the pink. Looks like 2-0 coming up, although he's got hampered. Ooh, that was a wobbler, wasn't it? Just about went in. Still needs 2 pots from here, though. Either black or pink, and 1 more red will suffice. Well, he's taken this break wonderfully
68.
well.
69.
'Highest break currently 139 by Alfie Burton.
91.
During his form win over John Higgins in the last 64.
'92. 98. 99. 105.
Excellent from Marco Fu. His 4th century of the tournament. Oh,
Marco
what a pity.
105.
Thought we might see a total clearance there. We've been deprived of that. But the progress of Marco Fu towards the final of this Players Tour Championship event right now is smooth. He won an undistinguished first frame. Scrappy snooker for the most part. There's nothing scrappy about the second frame. In straight away, 1 scoring visit required. 105 break, and Shaun Murphy finds himself in something of a hole. 2-0 down in a race to 4. Absolutely vital now that Murphy wins frame number 3. Of course, it's possible to engineer a comeback from 3-0 down. We saw it last night with Stuart Bingham against Alan McManus in the last 32.
Frame 3, Shaun Murphy to break.
But 4-3 victories from 3-0 adrift are quite rare. Well, shots like that are all very well if they go in. Aggressive from Murphy, not just trying the pot, but also screwing back into the bunch to split them far and wide. And now the beneficiary is Fu.
1.
Just like the previous frame, a gilt-edged early chance.
Eight.
Stretching awkwardly off. Hampered queuing. Did well.
9.
Very well indeed. Not just the pot, but the position on the blue. Just what the doctor ordered. Now, has the cue ball travelled far enough for Fu to be able to pop the red on the right-hand side of the table as we're looking at it? Is there a path past the pink? I don't think there is. The red intentionally went for and failed to drop on a couple of shots ago is now very much available. And the way he's played that tells us that the pink will pot into this top left-hand pocket. One of those tables, though, that at first glance looks pretty straightforward, but all the reds are covering each other. And it looks as though when the pink is potted here, it will go back on its own spot. And that's why the more difficult blue was targeted and played
25.
Superbly. Now back in absolutely prime position, Marco Fu. Steaming on, potentially towards a 3-0 lead.
$33. 34. 41. 42.
49. Fu has not had an easy draw by any means. He's beaten so far 4 world ranking event winners in Stephen Maguire, Mark Williams, Ricky Walden and Ali Carter. At the moment, Shaun Murphy in danger of becoming his 5th such victim. The only player he's beaten so far in the tournament who isn't especially well known, Robbie Williams, that was in the last 64. Not just cueing well, but thinking well. Fu giving himself all kinds of options, playing the right shots at the right time.
$55.
Little short of pace there. Ideally would have liked this red straighter, but the red that's just behind it will act as a buffer zone for the cue ball.
56.
And now 3-0 is very much on the cards, isn't it?
63.
In fact, we could see back-to-back centuries here quite easily.
64.
The black would leave Murphy requiring a snooker. One more red, which is as simple as you like.
71.
Murphy will not bother coming back to the table. Even
72.
if he gets the chance to do so.
$79. 80.
It's going to be difficult to make a second consecutive century break.
$86. 87. 94.
That's a pity. I thought for a moment we were going to see Marco Fu's 5th century of the tournament and 2nd of the match. The break ends on 94. I'll tell you what though, what a performance so far from the finest player that Hong Kong has ever produced. Shaun Murphy asking Marco Fu whether they can start again. Well, I'm afraid that's not an option. The first frame was disjointed, not particularly attractive, but since then, Marco Fu, with breaks of 105 and 94, has taken a 3-0 lead. Murphy cannot afford to lose another frame, because this is a race to 4. So Fu leads 3-0 here. As for the other semi-final, well, one frame is not yet complete. Well, just as I say that, the opener does in fact come to its conclusion, and I can tell you that the extraordinary run of Rod Lawler continues. He's taken frame number 1 from Dominic Dale. Rod Lawler, the Liverpudlian who had to go back to Q School at the end of last season, having lost his place on the main tour. Could he possibly gain a totally unexpected title? Just taking a quick look, I don't think Murphy's done all that much damage. Fu had the possibility of a cut red, but there's no point in taking it on because position highly unlikely. Does this red go to the left-hand middle? Yes, it does. In it goes, through the gap with the cue ball, perfectly on the black. Wow. Well, the way the frame has started, a carbon copy of the 2nd and the 3rd. Fu no doubt hoping that it finishes as a carbon copy of the 2nd and the 3rd.
Nine. $16. 17. 24. 25.
We didn't start this match until just after 4 o'clock, and now, around 35 minutes later, I'm just beginning to wonder whether Fu might be in to win. Now, that's been a recurring theme today,
32.
not just from Fu, but from a lot of players. When they've been screwing back, far more often than not, they've underscrewed. I definitely think that the conditions are on the heavy side.
Marco Fu, 32.
Useful break, not the most penetrative of safety shots to finish it off though. Fu had the opportunity there to put Murphy even more under the cosh. Well, he's trying to pot his way out of trouble, Murphy, and again the decision backfires.
One.
You know what, folks, we could be in for a very swift conclusion to this match. I wasn't quite sure who I thought would prevail when they broke off, but what I did think was that it was going to be a close run thing. 4-2, 4-3 maybe.
6.
That could still be the case, but right now Fu holding all of the aces.
Seven. Fourteen.
Well, this is over 250 points without reply from Fu.
Fifteen. $21. Thank you. 22.
Crucially, does Fu have any kind of angle to go into the bunch? I think he's maybe an inch too far off the top cushion. Yes, that's why he's prepared to just drop on the one loose red on the right hand side of the table to the right hand middle pocket.
29. $30.
He needs two more pots from here. If the black goes in, he'll be 69 in front with 75 left. Is there anything there? Tantalisingly, I don't think so.
37.
The table here encouraging for Murphy, if encouraging is the right word when you're 3-0 down and you're being battered like he's being battered, but at least the balls are in the open. If he does get the chance to clear, he's not without hope.
Marco Fu, 37.
Fu there, putting a red to the side cushion, and also intentionally trying to chip the black tight under the top cushion. A shot that made total sense, and indeed underlined his experience. The modus operandi from Fu from here on in: don't take any risks, just keep Murphy tight. And that's why he'll be taking on the shot to nothing red. Well, he didn't, did he? He went for the risky one. I'm just astounded by that shot choice. He had a shot to nothing red where he could have clipped in the ball to the top right hand pocket, taking the cue ball back into baulk. Instead he went for one that was an undoubtedly risky pot.
One.
And if Murphy can somehow pull this frame out of the fire, Fu will definitely regret what he's just done.
Shaun
Well,
Murphy.
now all bets are off. Can you believe that? Even before the red went to the middle, Shaun Murphy required a snooker. Now there's no way back.
Eight.
What a thumping.
9.
He's beaten Stephen Maguire,
16.
a UK champion. He's beaten Mark Williams, a world champion.
17.
He's beaten multiple world ranking champions in Ricky Walden and Ali Carter. And now he's beaten a world and UK champion in Shaun Murphy. All in the
34.
space of this tournament. Marco Fu through to the
35.
final in considerable style.
$30. Marco Fu, 30.
The first frame was rather fragmentary. After that, fluent. Breaks of 105, 94, 32, 37 and 30. Well inside the hour, in around 40 minutes playing time, Marco Fu has whitewashed Shaun Murphy by 4 frames to 0, and he's through to the final of the third UK Players Tour Championship event. The question now, who will he play? Well, the second semi-final, the other semi-final I should say, currently being streamed also here on liveworldsnooker.tv. It's a much slower affair. Rod Lawler leads Dominic Dale by 1 frame to 0. Dale in the ascendancy by